Hello everyone, my name is Joy and you have found my little corner of Flosstube. I go by Captain Stitchy Bug here on YouTube and on Instagram. I am trying to post on Instagram more, but I'm not very good at it. But I want to chat with you about what I did in May. I try to post at least once a month. I was posting weekly and I got burnt out on it. So now I'm just trying to do once a month. And yeah, kind of get you guys updated on what I've worked on. I'm doing a new angle in my craft room today because I wanted to get some of my Stitchy stuff, you know, before you could see like the yarn in the closet in the background, but I decided, you know what, let's mix it up a little bit. So, I'm going to go through what I did in May, and then, and this is like not steady at all. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to work on in June. So today is June 8th, I believe. So I'm a little late, but yeah. This is it. I haven't done much the past few days because I wanted to work on my whip go and my stuff for June. And, but I was like, I have to film because I have to get stuff out and put stuff away. And so anyway, here we are. So, one of my whip goes for May was the September Cottage of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this was a new start for me. So I don't have a before picture, but here is what it's gonna look like when it's finished. Love these so much. I'm doing all of them. I'm currently working on them all. I have April and March finished right now. Oh, I didn't put when I started this. I'll just put, it was May 2nd. May 2nd was when I started this. So I managed to get 591 stitches done. Oh, and it's kind of hard to, well, I guess it's not bad. I'm doing this on a 28 count lamb's wool linen. I don't know who it's by. But yeah, this is 592 stitches. I was worried about my margins down here. So I, I did the top border up there, did the September, then I started working down on this, where is it? On that tree there. So that I could see exactly where I was going to end up. So I have a decent amount of margin. I mean, it's maybe over an inch, but it'll be fine. I could do just like a, just a finish where I don't have to tuck in the edges. I don't know, but I love this. That green was so much fun to stitch. So it's a little dark in here because it's like almost, the sun's almost setting. So, but I wanted to get this done. So anyway, there was that. So I'm pleased with the progress I made for that one. I think that was over 2 or 3 days of stitching. So not bad for that, right? I did not work on pollinators. The next one is my Wordy Birds June. And I am stitching this one on a Pictures Plus 32 count Serene Belfast linen. I started this sometime last year in 2025. This is where I started. And here is where I managed to get to. I think I did amazing. I think I did absolutely fantastic. Considering I only had the fronds on the palm tree done, I think I did great. This sandcastle was a little difficult to do, but yeah, absolutely love this. Love this one. So excited. So this is, I did 851 stitches this month on this. So, yay! Yeah, I think this is probably the one I'm the most proud of. So, it was a very heavy Wordy Birds month this month. Well, I guess it wasn't too bad. It felt heavy because I was trying to do a lot with the Wordy Birds. Okay. What is this? Okay. So those were my 2 Whipco pieces. Then I did my Magic Scoop and I pulled several projects. One of them that I pulled was Winter Folk by Hands On Design. And my project is going to look nothing like this. Like, it's going to have all the same elements, but that's pretty much all it's going to have. So this one was a new start this month as well. And I decided that I wanted to, oh my goodness, now that I'm looking at it, I decided that I wanted to stitch a line from The Road Less Traveled by Robert Frost. Because for some reason that just screams winter to me. So I bought, what's the name of this alphabet? I went on Etsy and I grabbed an alphabet. Ooh, I'll have to put this in the description because I don't remember where I got this. But I charted it out and I am... Oh, wait, no, this is the chart. Oh, no. That's what I did. I didn't go on Etsy for that. I took these letters. I took these letters here and put in the, you know, so the line is, oh goodness, 2 roads diverged in the wood. I took the one less traveled and it has made all the difference, or something like that. So you can't fit that on, you know, just this like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to switch this around. So I got this piece of linen, Pictures Plus 32 count Moss Belfast linen, and I charted out this. Oh, it's so hard to see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can't really see it. It kind of, well, it's upside down too. Yeah, it kind of blends in, but I'm gonna go with it. I'll have to figure out my lighting, but I did the middle line. It says I took the one less traveled by. There we go. I took the one less traveled by. That has made all the difference. It's going to go down there. And then in between, I'm going to put the elements, you know, especially these pine cones here. I'm just going to do something with all this. So this is fun. And yeah, it took a lot of effort to not only chart the phrase, but get it centered and whatever, but now I have a place to work from. So this was 565 stitches. So I'm doing okay. Now, so another one that I did was Wordy Birds July. By Sweet Wing Studios as well. I was part of the Heartland Quilting and Stitching monthly club for this. So I did change the fabric on this one as well. This one I'm doing on a 32 count French latte linen by Witchelt. Not sure what kind of linen it is, but it feels like Belfast. This was a new start as well. And here is where I got to on it. So this one was 593 stitches. Doesn't look like it, but it is. So I was trying to get the American flag as well, and maybe some of the little border, but I was like, I need to move on because the end of May is approaching and I still have to work on Mew. So anyway, there's that one. And then this one is Mew by Woody Stitch Co. I'm doing this, well, here, let me actually pull up the picture. Mew, here we go. So there's that. Here is where I started the month. Ooh, wow, that's bright. So as you can see, I started with a little bit of the gray. I miscounted. I brought it down as much as I could, and then I started working on the white. So for as long as I worked on this, like, I thought I got more stitches than I did. But here is where I am now. So it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I need to turn on that light. But I finished bringing the gray down and I started filling in the white. Yeah, you know what? Let me pause and turn on that light. Okay, so it's, yeah, a really long string. So yeah, you can see a little bit better. I start filling in the white here, start going across. So once I get the white filled in, then I'll go up here and start working on the design. You can kind of see the fabric through the white, but you know what? I think that'll be okay because it'll make it look a little iridescent. So this is a 16 count marble, I believe, by Claire Brown X Stitch. I got when she was on Etsy, but I think now she's just clairebrownxstitch.com. Is she still around? I don't know. But yeah, but now this is fun. Now that I've conquered this gray here, now it's fun. So I'm excited to get back into it. So I am going to take a little breather while I get together my June projects. I lied. I'm going to spin my wheel. And then so that I can grab everything because I have a TV sitting on top of my project totes. And so I don't want to, like, you know, put it up and down. So here we go. We're going to spin, let's see. So I have Wordy Bird September that I drew for last month that I did not touch. So I'm going to keep that one on the list, and then we'll do 2 more of these. So you can see it. Maybe. Taking a while. Wordy Birds June. Should I keep Wordy Birds June out? I'll keep Wordy Birds June out. Okay, and then, so you'll probably see more. Stitching June in June. What a novel idea. I should turn the sound on. Oh, okay. I was kind of wanting to get back to this one. So Wordy Birds June, Joyful, and Wordy Birds September. And I'm going to have a new start as well once I get the fabric. So hang tight. I will go grab those. Okay, so let's start with my Whip Go. This month, I don't even remember what the numbers were. But this month this month I got, both are Wordy Birds by Sweet Wing Studios. So the first one is Wordy Birds April. And I love this one. So if you're new to my channel, I tend to change the fabric from the called for fabric for a lot of projects. So yeah, very, very rarely do I use the called for fabric, just because I have certain ideas for the project, what I want to do with it, where I want to display it. And so, you know, called for fabrics are usually some sort of light brown, beige, something like that. And my walls are already, I mean, you can tell they're already beige, and that's that way throughout the whole house. It was that way when we bought it. I was going to start painting some of these rooms, but I just never got around to it. So yeah, so then I'm having little splashes of color with my decor. So April, I am doing this on a 32 count Belfast linen, dyed by me. I started this in 2025, and here is where I am starting. I should have ironed these. I didn't realize they were so just a little umbrella in the middle. So I'll probably go over on this side, and honey, stay down. Sorry, I'm watching my mom's dog. She's just like really heavy. Like she just like thunks around all the time. She's a little like Corgi Chihuahua mix. And I'd pick her up, but she pees whenever I pick her up, so I'm not doing that. But she's got short little legs, Chihuahua face, Corgi ears. She's really sweet. She's really sweet, but she's a very nervous dog. So, yeah. So anyway, so here's where I'm starting. And, yeah, so work on that. And then the other one was Wordy Birds August. This is going to be a new start. I'm going to be doing this on a 36 count. I should have kept these all the same count, and I didn't. I don't know what I was thinking. But this one's a 36 count spring Edinburgh linen by Picture This Plus. So there's that. And I'm going to be doing it on this. Isn't that a fun summer color? So super excited for that. I think, have I started them all? January, I haven't started February, March. I don't think I started March. The April, May started, June, July, August, September, October, November. I don't think I've started December either. So I still have a few left to go. So those are WhipGo. So now I am going to my pieces that I spun the wheel for. And as a reminder, I spun June, so I'm going to be working on this for the second month in a row. Here is what it looks, or what's going to look like. It's a 32 count Pictures Plus Belfast linen in Serene. So here's where I'm starting. So I'm just going to keep going that way. And this one will probably be my furthest along. So yay for that. And then, well, we'll just keep the Wordy Birds and then we'll go to Joyful. This one is September by Pictures Plus. Wow. Okay, let's try this again. This is Wordy Bird September by Sweet Wing Studio. here is where I'm starting. So I am doing this on a 32 count Tiger's Eye linen by Weeks Dye Works. So there's not a ton of contrast with the rooster, but we'll be getting some more contrast in there. So yeah, so I'll probably come in, fill in these, and then work my way over. So awesome, awesome. So then this next one is, I don't think I told you how many stitches I had from you. I had 286 stitches from you. This one is Joyful by Victoria House Designs on Etsy. And let me find it. Here we go. It's this beautiful, beautiful little piece. I had this on my wish list forever before I was finally like, all right, I just gotta pull the trigger and get it. I'm doing this on a 46 count Zweigart linen in Oak Bristol. I'm doing this 1/2. This is by far my smallest. How's this go? Yeah. My smallest fabric count. But here's where I have so far. So I love how it looks. It's so dainty. Let's see if I can get my face out there. It's so like dainty and pretty, and it looks really good on this. This has like a slight pink tint to it, but it's very, very neutral. So I got this at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, excited. Remind me to take pictures tomorrow of my starting points. So that's where I'm at. So I hope you all had a productive May. I love the month of May. There's just something about May that is just like fresh and clean and brand new and just absolutely amazing. And so it was a pretty good May. So I do have quite the life update, especially with Lady. So if you're interested in sticking around, I also wanted to talk about a book. Let me put you on hold. I'll go get it. Okay, so I jumped on the Housemaid bandwagon. This is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This is, I mean, if you haven't heard about it yet, I'd be really surprised. And I'm so sorry this keeps shaking. I'll be more stable next month. These sound like I'm promising mental stability. I'm not. I'm promising camera stability. Maybe. Anyway, so The Housemaid. I think it just had the movie come out. I have had this on my shelf for a long time. I've been wanting to read it for a while. And then the movie came out and I was like, I have to read it so that I don't have any spoilers, because I'm like, I have a feeling that this is like, it's a psychological suspense. So not one that you want to have spoilers for. So this is about a gal named Millie who gets a job in the Winchester household. She's cleaning up the house, doing some light babysitting for their daughter, who is like 9, I think. And Nina Winchester, the wife, shows pretty quickly that she is mentally unstable. She tells Millie to do stuff and then changes her mind and just creates this really tense environment. Her husband is this successful man who actually catches Millie's eye. And so, there's kind of this will they, won't they kind of thing going on there. I won't spoil if they will or if they won't. But yeah, it's just yeah, there are times where you're just like, what in the world is Nina thinking? Like, she is absolutely insane. Um, that's pretty evident right off the bat. Well, halfway through part two, there's this huge twist, and a lot of people are talking about the twist. All I'll say is that there's a twist. My problem is that as soon as I started reading part two and caught the twist, I was like, I know who did it. So in the prologue, there's a murder. They say, I'm sitting in the living room and there's a body upstairs, is basically what it is. And as soon as I got to the twist, I was like, okay, I get it now. I know what's going on. And so, yeah, so I wasn't surprised by the end. Getting there was a fun journey and a fun surprise. I'm not normally a psychological suspense person, but I really enjoyed this. Will I read the others? I think it's a trilogy. I don't know. I think it's a trilogy and a short story. I don't know if I will or if I won't, but I'm glad that I read this one. So anyway, I'm going to say because I called the ending, I'm only going to give it 4 stars, 4 out of 5. But it was a very entertaining read. I'm not really one for new releases because there are so many books, old books that I just love. Like, a couple of my favorites are James Michener. He's my absolute favorite. Clive Cussler is another good one. He passed away several years ago. So, okay, I lied. Like Alison Weir, Philippa Gregory. Those are auto-buy authors for me. So, anyway, so just wanted to let you know that I sold out and read The Housemaid. I don't think I'm going to see the movie because I watched Jamie French's video on the movie and I was just like, oh, it sounds like they kind of took shortcuts and it was kind of like a gratuitous movie, you know, trying to piggyback on the success of the book. So, but I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say for sure. So anyway, so that is the end of that. If you don't want to stick around for my life update, thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited that you did. Your support means the world to me. If you like this video, please leave me a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next one. If you're sticking around for the life update, thank you for sticking with me. So I mean, not really much for me personally. I had a 2-week migraine, which was a really bad week last week. Laura from Lala D Stitches calls them bad head days, and oh my goodness. So I've been picking up some Amazon Flex, if you've never heard of it. It's basically DoorDash for Amazon ish. You're an independent contractor, you go, you pick up a load of packages, and you deliver them. They actually pay pretty decently. It's not awesome considering you're using your own vehicle and you don't get any perks or anything like that. But it's a good way to make some money. Shifts are about 4 hours. They take about 4 hours. They give you a bunch of packages. They say you have 4-ish hours to deliver them. If you get done early, great. If not, you just return them back to the warehouse. I always finish early. Usually, somehow I manage to get the route. So they don't tell you where you're going. You don't know until you go to pick up the cart of packages and you scan it and then you find out where you're going. So sometimes I'll get local ones, but more often than not, I'm usually either delivering really far up north or really far down south. So it's about like 35, 45 minutes one way. So, so I was doing one that was up north on, I think it was Wednesday, and I woke up, I'd been having a bit of a migraine, and I woke up and I was having a little pain, but I was like, oh, hey, this is fine. I can totally do this. Got there, picked up the packages, started driving, my head started hurting more. So I took one of my pills. This is an early shift. I got an early one. It was like 3:30 in the morning that I had to pick these up. And I was supposed to go till 8, I think. I think it was 4.5 hours. And so started driving, started delivering, and it's easy work if you're okay with walking. Um, and then I just like kept getting more and more pain, and a lot of my migraines are caused by knots in my back and neck. So physical activity is really hard. That's why I have a hard time working out, is because I can really only do a treadmill now, because otherwise anything else triggers a migraine. Oh, and I'm so excited. I forgot that I have to show you my medals. So, okay. So anyway, uh, so walking's typically okay, but not always. And I think, the bending over and the lifting boxes and stuff just really triggered one. Um, Close to the end of the shift, I was in tears and I was in so much pain, and I had to end it early and was like, I have to go home. I have to sleep. So I called support. They were like, that's fine. You have until 10 a.m. tomorrow to return the packages. So if your packages aren't delivered on time, it could be because your driver ran into an issue like that. FYI. Um, and so I just came home. I was like, if I have until 10 a.m. tomorrow to take the packages back, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to bed. On the way home, I got sick. And I wasn't like, I managed to keep my cookies down. But that's how I know that I have a really bad migraine, is when I have nausea with it. So I basically spent the rest of the week in bed. Today is my first like real pain-free day. Um, so yeah, it was not fun. So then I I think I told you guys that actually I don't know if I did. Lady went to the Lady's my Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. She's sleeping over there, and I don't want to rock the camera any more than I have to, so I'll try to grab a picture of her. But anyway, so Lady's my little dog, and she's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. This is one I took today of her. I think this is before the bath. So this is my lady. And she's 4.5 years old, and she has issues with seizures. We're not sure if it's epilepsy. We're not sure if, maybe there's a brain tumor or something like that. So she acts normal when she's not having seizure. She'll randomly have seizures. She's on all these medications. And she was part of a seizure study up at Colorado State University, which is up at Fort Collins, which is like 3 hours north of me. So she was in the baseline period, and she started having these seizures. And we took her to the doggy ER, and we had to admit her basically for the weekend. We brought her home Sunday afternoon. And then she had more seizures, so we had to readmit her. Took her to a neurologist, and the neurologist was like, well, we can change her medications, but that's going to affect her eligibility for the study. So we're like, okay, well, we'll hold off on that right now. So we updated CSU, and they got all the medical records and stuff, and then they came back to us and they said, hey, you know what, we're removing Lady from the study because we don't think that it's a good fit. They're like, ethically, we don't feel like we can we feel like that this would not be good for her. She needs to, go see a neurologist and have a more aggressive treatment. They're like, we're not sure that the whole seizure study thing was, will this certain type of dog food decrease seizures in epileptic dogs? So, that was a little hard to hear, because we were going to get her an MRI and try to see if there was something like structurally wrong there. So we need to figure out how to get her an MRI. They start around here at $5,000 for doggy MRI. We were thinking about maybe going to Mexico because you can get them for about $1,000 down there. Still need to do some more research on that. Still need to figure out, you know, if her insurance will cover any of that. But anyway, so now we're not back to square one. And the neurologist, you know, was really encouraging with the fact that she thought that there were other medication combinations that we could try. So we're gonna try that, get her started with that. And so yeah, so that's pretty much all I have. Thank you so much for hanging around and sticking with me. And yeah, it's always good when I can interact with the cross stitch community and you know, just jabber about our obsession with this craft, because oh goodness knows, it's there's something about it that just grabs you. I absolutely love it. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful June. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys again in July and seeing what kind of progress we can all make. So let me know what you're stitching on. You know, if you have a new start. Oh, I didn't tell you about my new start. I'm slacking. Well, I'll tell you about it in July after I get some work done on it. But if you know, the Cross Stitch Studio is the owners of that are retiring and saying, hey, you know what, we're done. I believe is it Sarah at Pain Free Crafts that's going to take over. So but I wanted to get Honeymoon Sunset, because I've seen people stitching that. Lacey the Sleepy Stitcher is stitching it. I think there's somebody else who's stitching it. Absolutely fell in love with that chart. They're having a sale, buy two for $32 or something like that. It was like a what, $4 discount, something like that. So I also got God Shed His Grace. So if you know those, you know what they are. Sorry, my editing program does not allow me to insert pictures anymore. So and I don't think I have, well, actually, maybe I do have those pictures ready for me. But oh yeah, here we go. Here's God Shed His Grace. So, several people are stitching this. And then this is Honeymoon Sunset. This is the one I absolutely love. So as soon as I get all my thread and fabric for that, I'm going to start that one. So I forgot to include that. So anyway, do you have any new starts in July? June? Let me know what they are. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful few weeks. I will see you all later. Mwah.